Alright guys, welcome back to DIY Willy. Today, Sunday, just spent a little time playing out here with the mini bikes, messing around with them. I got a little problem with the seat, with the exhaust melting the seat, and I think I fixed it. I think I came up with a good solution. So let's check that out. Alright, right after this. Alright, so messing around here, I've got Mighy. I've got the 79cc over there, some projects I'm working on with it, and well, Mighy has a thing about melting its seat. You can see the exhaust is pretty close. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the exhaust is pretty close. Let me see, add a little light. There. You can see the exhaust is pretty close to the seat. And well, I'll show you my solution to the seats melting. Take a look at those seats. Here's the original seat, and you can see it's got a pretty good burn spot in it. You know, it burned clean inside. It's probably about 2-3 inches inside the seat. So I'm going to replace the foam a little bit, and I'm going to put an aluminum plate over, and hopefully that will give the seat the support it needs. Here's the new seat that we just put on. It got one trip out of trail riding, and it started to melt the seat. So I definitely have to fix this problem, and I think I came up with a good solution. So let me show that to you. I didn't film installing this, but because it's like, you know, just trial and error, see what worked and what I could come up with. And so this is what I got. I added a heat shield, much like a regular motorcycle would have, on the exhaust muffler that I made. Now it's got a heat shield, and it's pretty solid, doesn't rattle. Put some grooves in it to help air travel through it, help it cool. And I also added these flat bars, and I put a little bend in these flat bars where the exhaust is to give it some stability when the seat is here. Now before, when the rider would sit on it, the seat sits on the frame, but actually the seat would sink down and hit the exhaust. It would sit on the exhaust right here, and in fact, you can kind of see where it burned. This part of it right there was still on the other new seat. I'm gonna rewrap that, but right now this is what I'm doing for the solution. So I added these flat bars. This gives the seat the support right here in the middle. Doesn't allow it to sink, especially when it gets hot. Doesn't allow it to sink and sit on the exhaust. So this was a good addition to the frame. I will paint it and make it look a little better, but for right now, this is what it is. It's really solid. Now when you sit here, it gives the seat the support it needs, and man, it works perfect. Look at that. It works perfect. Supports the seat. It lifts it up a little bit, as you can see, and that's exactly what you need. When you sit down, it does it, but it will not allow the seat to come down on the exhaust. So I think problem solved. Now I need to replace this clamp, or that that hose clamp right there. It's a little bit big, and I'll do that later. That one was installed for testing purposes only, and yeah, it all worked out good. Sounds good. I love the exhaust, and yeah, well, that's what I did to Mighy today. I think I fixed that problem. I'm gonna do it to the other bike as well. Put a little support underneath the seat, and yeah, I think I won't go through seats anymore. Once I repair these two seats I have, I'll have an extra seat, and yeah, I can't complain. I think it was a successful DIY Willy project, and it's definitely an improvement on the frame. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, leave a comment, ask about anything you see here, and well, always come back DIY Willy, and I'll see you guys next time. All right.